Hey, good evening, guys. You got me, Neil the Deal here, talkinfight.com, Boxing 101. Thanks a lot for coming out. I know we're a little late this week, but we're going to pull it off before the big fight tomorrow night. That way you can get my opinion and see what I think. You know, I got a few bets up my sleeve. I always lay the bets, and I know you guys like laying bets too. So thank you very much again for all the likes, the shares, and online through the door. We've got some big, huge news here at Talkin Fight. Com, and we're going to be broadcast all over Canada, United States, the world. It's some really big news, and we want to thank you here at talkinfight.com for making that happen for us. So to it about the fights last weekend, and we started it off with the big one, as I called it, the Mickey Mouse Boxing Club. That was Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz Jr. Now, guys, if you watched the fight or got it on pay-per-view, it was quite a spectacle. I have to admit they did pull it off totally professional. I got to give MVP that for that. Jake Paul, good job. As far as the fight was concerned, I watched it from start to end. And again, these guys are they're great entertainers. They always have been. I mean, Jake Paul's really putting it together with his boxing career. I don't see him really going that far as, in my opinion, as far as a contender. Even at that light heavyweight, whatever it was, catch weight division of 185 pounds that night. So I really don't know what exactly he's going to be doing moving forward. But again, he was fighting Nate Diaz, and Diaz was an MMA fighter, as we all know, and he's making the move over to boxing in that match. I wasn't too, how do you say, um, optimistic about how Nate was going to make out. That came in a lot, as what I thought, a lot overweight as compared to what he normally goes at in the MMA world, and he kind of looked out of shape to me. The fight itself, I'll tell you, wasn't much of a fight. It was really just a exhibition match, I guess you would call it. They did give it their best shot, I give them that much, but it was maybe a 5 out of 10 on the entertainment level as far as I was concerned. Diaz looked a little bit slow, sluggish. He wasn't really. I think he was just a little bit out of shape. I'm not too sure exactly what that was all about. Jake Paul came in looking really good, really strong, but again, I don't see these guys going forward. Their boxing skills are limited at best, and it was fun. I had a good time watching it. Again, I probably wouldn't get it on pay-per-view or anything, but we got a whole bunch of people. We went down and checked it out, so a lot of fun. Jake Paul obviously took it in the end, and he ended up being the winner. I did take Jake Paul, so I nailed that one on the bet list. Kaboom, kaboom. There's another win. But like I said, going forward, these exhibition matches, uh, I don't know. I think it's good in a way for boxing, but it's not really what you would call traditional boxing, the craft of boxing. So fans to the table, so I appreciate that. I don't know if they're the right kind of fans. Maybe they're just people who like watching YouTube. I'm not too sure, which is fine. I don't have any problem with all this. I just like to see the competition level move up and see if these guys could even, compete at the level that boxers around the world, world champions, do. So Nate Diaz, I don't know. He was 0-0. Now he's 0-1. So we'll see what happens with his boxing career going forward. But overall, it was a fun night. I had a good time. I really liked the fight. It was, it was okay. But again, it's not like a real, to me, it's not like a world title fight or anything of that sort. So I hope you guys all had fun with it because I certainly did. It was a blast. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for these events, sort of these boxing exhibitions, and see who comes up next for MVP and Jake Paul. It'll be interesting. So moving on from that, there were some undercard fights that I really liked. On that one there, Amanda Serrano, one of my favorite, was fighting Heather Hardy, one of her friends. Uh, the fight went all the way, unanimous decision. Amanda Serrano. I pretty much picked that one. I took Amanda Serrano. That was a win there. Bada boom, bada bing, and she's looking good now. 45. 2-1, and that brings Hardy to 24-2. So, hey, 30 KOs and 45 fights. Amanda Serrano, she's one of the icons in women's boxing. She pretty much dominates. I watched the whole fight, and in the there, I know a little Mrs. Hardy there had a nice cutting, overwhelmed in the later round. She stuck it out. I give her a lot of credit. She's a really tough girl, and it was a great fight. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one as well. The other fight that we talked about last week was on the undercard as well, and that was the Ashton Silva fight with William Silva. That again was Silva. I took Silva. I like Silva. He was 9-0. Now he is 10-0. He had a nice knockout in that one. He's a fighter that going forward could actually do something. I really like what he's been up to. I mean, he's got 10 knockouts out of 9 knockouts out of 10 fights. So again, I took Silva. He was minus 200. I thought that was a good price. I called it knockout in the 5th or 6th. I believe it was in that range, 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere in there. It's a good knockout. So, Silva, good job. I appreciated that. And going forward, we'll keep your eye on you here at Talkin' Fight, all of us, and hopefully you can move up the ladder because that was a good display. I really liked it. So, guys, moving forward this weekend, again, we have is the big one. You know what I'm saying? We got Emanuel Navarrete and Oscar Valdez. It's a 12-rounder in the super featherweight division. All the divisions call them different things. It could be junior lightweight, super featherweight. I believe it's junior lightweight. I like it junior lightweight. That's a WBO junior lightweight championship. Saturday, August 12th, 2023 from the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. It's a good fight. We got 2 of Mexico's decorated world champions in the past. Valdez, 2-time world champion. Navarrete, 3-time world champion. So these are 2 Mexican fighters, and we all know how the Mexicans are. Tougher than nails. They do not give up. Come from a pedigree of boxers. And these 2 are going to put on a fantastic. And again, it's a title fight. You got to like title fights. So we'll go over the numbers here a little bit. Navarrete, he's 28 years old. His record is 37-1 with 31 KOs. That's an 84% knockout ratio. So this guy has some knockout power. Navarrete, I like him. He's a big, lean, lanky guy, very fast on his feet, uses the ring well. He's a pressure fighter. His defense is a little bit skeptical, I think. In the last fight, he had a few issues. He got a knockdown, I believe, for one of the first times in his whole career, if not the first time. He was a little bit taken back by that, actually. From what I heard, it was surprising him. He was a big favorite in that fight. But in the end, he collected himself, excuse me, and he took him down. So that just goes to show, again, that the Mexican fighters have a big heart, and Navarrete's going to come out swinging for the fences. He wants the title back, just as Valdez does too. So Oscar Valdez, let's go over his numbers here. He's 31-1. He's ranked number 1 by Ring Magazine and number 1 by the WBO. He's got 25 KOs, which gives him a 74% knockout ratio. He is a knockout fighter as well. He's very well schooled, Valdez. He's a very determined fighter. I've seen his training regimens. He seems like he's in the right spot for this. His mind is in the right spot. He really sincerely wants to win this fight, especially against a fellow countryman. That'll give him, the kudos with the Mexican people. He's definitely got everything in the basket to go forward. He is, again, a pressure fighter. He works the ring well. He throws combinations. Navarrete as well. They have excellent combination power on both hands. Navarrete has a wicked left, uppercut. There's all kinds of forth. I can see this fight being a real battle. They got so much heart, both of them, and both of them want that title. They really do. So it's going to be a barn burner. That's what I think. I think they're definitely going to put on a show. So if you want to check that out, it's going to be great. So it's Saturday night. Broadcast will be on ESPN USA, Sky Sports, Action in the UK. You can stream it on ESPN Plus, Now TV in the UK. And the ring walk will be 11 p.m. for the ESPN. So they're going to pop themselves out around 11 p.m. It's going to be for sure. I think this is going to be one of the better fights of the year. The way I'm looking at it, Valdez is minus 160. The odds for him, minus 160, and Navarrete is plus 130. So he's got a bit of an underdog there. Personally, I'm liking, think from what I've seen and what I've checked out in fights, Valdez has just a little more in his in the back pockets. I think he's going to find a way to probably win this one. I believe myself it's going to go all the way, 12 rounds, probably a unanimous decision for Valdez. That's what I'm going to call. And there probably will be some flash knockdowns in this. Both guys, like I say, have power. So it's going to be the Mexican with the bigger heart. And we know they both have big ones. So anyway you slice it, it's going to be a really, really good contest. So check it out again on ESPN. Emanuel Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez, and that is for the World Junior Heavyweight Championship WBO belt. So it's a big fight, and they're both looking to win this one. Has already said that he really, 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 really wants this fight. So again, I'm going to take Valdez minus 160. It's a good price. I think he's worth that. He's a bit of a favorite. You know what I'm saying? But I like his chances in this one. I just think Navarrete's chin. If Valdez can keep going on the inside, take the fight to him, push him up against the ropes, use his speed and his ability to domination. They're both fast fighters, but I just think Valdez is going to come out on the better end of the stick here, guys. So it's going to be interesting. I hope you guys like it. I definitely going to be liking it. So we'll move on. There's also another fight that I want to watch, a big fight. Gary Russell. I know there's a bunch of Russells. Gary Russell in the super lightweight division. He is 16 in KOs. So he's a KO monster. It's 100% knockout ratio. I'm looking at him doing some damage in this one. He's fighting a guy named Kent Cruz. And Kent is 16-0-3. And that'll be from the MGM National Harbor in Oxford, Maryland, I believe, USA. So it'll be a very interesting fight. Oxon Hill, that's an interesting place. Maryland, there's a lot of good fighters coming out of Maryland, and a lot of good fights coming out of the East Coast. So we're gonna check it out. Definitely, I'm taking Russell in the fight. He's minus 2,000, so that'll tell you. I'm not putting any money on it, but I think Russell's gonna take this down pretty easily. I'm gonna call it a knockout in like the 6th, 7th round. Cruz is plus 700, so that's a huge. He's a huge underdog in this one, and I think Russell's just got way too much in the box for this guy. Way too much in the toolbox. So I'm going to take Gary Russell in this one. Broadcast is on Showtime. It's on the undercard of a bigger fight. You guys can check that out. And it's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 3 p.m. British Standard Time. So those fights are looking good. I'm hoping you guys are going to have a good weekend. I know the kids are going back to school, so try to find a little bit of time to check us out here at talkinfight.com and check the fights. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe. It's only Friday, but we're going to be back on Monday. We'll review the fights. Might be on Knuckle Up there on Sunday with our big man Mikey Orr. Knuckle Up, and we'll check it out. Maybe there's going to be some big knockouts. We're hoping so. So thanks again. Take care of yourself. We'll see you Sunday and Monday, 8:30 p.m. Monday, talkinfight.com. Thanks a lot, guys. Always, as I say, always get better, not bitter. We'll see you then. Enjoy the weekend. Take care of yourselves. Have a nice weekend.